Well, it's the holiday season, and you know what that brings. A new hub, new maps, and even a new limited time game mode called Snow Wars. Now, if you've never played it or you don't know what it's like, well, the video should tell you everything you need to know. It's like Mineplex Turf Wars, but with snow instead. However, since Snow Wars has been released, it's had some mixed reviews, including some negative ones from myself initially. But in this video, I'm going to tell you why I personally think Snow Wars is actually a really good game mode. However, before we start, I'd just like to ask that you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy my content and watch it frequently. Other than that, enjoy the video. So, something that you should know is that Snow Wars actually isn't a new game mode at all. Mineplex has had their version of the game called Turf Wars for basically forever, and the Hive has had this game mode go through several iterations on their server, including Christmas 2019 and Spring 2020. In the instance of Spring 2020, it was played with eggs instead of snowballs, though. Another thing to note is the fact that I didn't start playing the Hive until late May of 2020, so I never experienced either of these game modes. I'm just using Pizza's footage of these. Thanks, Pizzas. But anyways, since Snow Wars has come out in 2020, it's had some negative reviews, to be quite honest. Early on, I was one of those people that didn't think the game mode was that good. What is Snow Wars? Turf Wars, but Hive Christmas edition, basically. I don't anticipate playing it that much on stream, because it's an okay game mode, but it's not the most fun. I'd rather just play PvP modes, but I'll be sure to show it off at least on stream for sure. However, after giving the game mode a little bit more of a shot, I unironically think that this is one of the better game modes on the Hive at the moment, and here's why. Well, I actually have a few reasons, but here's the main one. It's the fact that the game mode can be played on pretty much any device and still have a fairly similar experience. It's different from PvP game modes in the fact that if you're on mobile or controller, you're probably just gonna get destroyed by someone who's cracked on keyboard and mouse. Meanwhile, in Snow Wars, as much as I hate to say it, you can snowball spam on any platform and still do just as well as anyone else on any other platform. Now, I realize that the bow gods are going to be coming out of the woodwork saying that, well, mobile and controller players just can't bow as well as PC players. And while that statement is true, one thing that I have found is that sitting back and bowing actually doesn't have that much impact on the game at all. I'll discuss that later in the video though, because I want to get back to my point about being able to have fun in the game mode on pretty much any platform. Now, I got confirmation from a Hive moderator that there is in fact device-based matchmaking for the Snow Wars game mode. This means that mobile players are going to be playing with mobile players and PC players are going to be playing with PC players. However, even if you were to play in a party with your PC friends and get placed against PC players, mobile players can still have a fairly big impact. Because of how Hive's hitboxes work, you just have to spam snowballs in the general direction of someone and you'll probably kill them. And in my experience, you can very easily spam snowballs in someone's general direction on mobile. But wait, just because all platforms are able to play the game and have a fun experience isn't the only thing that I think makes Snow Wars a good game mode. For example, if you really want to sweat at Snow Wars, you can most definitely do so. On the surface, it seems like a fairly simple game mode, just spam snowballs using a bow or just the snowballs in your hand. However, you can also do some very strategic things like building specific walls in certain places so that you can shoot people while they can't see or shoot you, or even build bridges and forts to literally get around your team's area safely. I also have another very interesting strategy that I'd like to share with you guys that isn't against the rules at the moment. However, the Hive may change the rules on this after this video goes up if a bunch of you guys start trying to do this. Just go read the rules to make sure you're still allowed to do this if you're watching this in the future. Alright, so basically in Snow Wars, you take over some of the enemy team's territory if you kill an opponent with a snowball. Also, if no one has pushed the other team back into their spawn by the end of the last fight cycle, whoever has the most territory wins the game. So, by this logic, if you and your team were able to get more kills and territory than your opponents had, and then you just went and sat in your spawn for the rest of the game, you would just get a free win because you didn't lose any territory and your enemies didn't gain any territory. It's an incredibly stupid way to win a game by cheesing like that, but it is a way to win. I have a couple of things to note before you go off and try this, however. First off, you barely get any XP from winning. You get most of your XP in the game from getting kills. So if you're trying to grind XP for this game like most people are, you're probably not going to get as much as you want by trying this. Secondly, I'll say this again, this isn't against any rules that I could find at the moment of saying this literally the day before this video goes up. However, I cannot guarantee that this won't be made against the rules in the future, and I cannot guarantee that staff members won't ask you to stop when you do this. So if staff tells you to stop, or if rules get made about this, just follow the rules so that you don't get in trouble, and so I don't get in trouble for teaching you how to do this. Also, final disclaimer about this strat, you'll need your entire team on board to actually be able to do it, so good luck with getting 9 other people to follow along with your strategy. Alright, so now that I told you about all the ways that you can sweat at the game, let me teach you some ways that you can optimize the way you play Snow Wars so you can become a Snow Wars sweat. First tip, snowball spamming is your friend. If you aren't holding down your W key and right mouse button constantly, you're playing the game wrong. As much as I hate to say it, the way to play this game most effectively is to literally just spam snowballs. The reasoning for this is because the enemy team is going to be doing the exact same thing. However, what they most likely don't know is the fact that you can also strafe and make yourself more unpredictable. Yeah, that's pretty much how you play this game at a high level, just strafe and spam snowballs and you'll be better than like 90% of people. I do want to address the fact that bows are a thing in Snow Wars and that some people do like to use them. And there may be some people that are really good with the bow that say that it's better than snowball spamming. However, in my experience and from what I've seen, using the bow just isn't that effective. Yeah, you probably won't die as much, but you probably also won't be getting enough kills to help your team. There also might be some bow assassins on the other team, but chances are it's probably just best to not even try and focus them, because they're probably not going to be having as much impact if they're using the bow either. Now, one final thing that I want to talk about that makes Snow Wars a super fun game mode is the fact that you can trick shot. Now, I know that this goes against basically everything that I just said in the past 2 to 3 minutes. You are hurting your team and are essentially hard throwing by going for trick shots constantly. That, however, doesn't necessarily mean that it's not fun, and I think this is known by the fact that there are already montages on it literally a day after the game came out. I mean, it's what I'm using for background gameplay at the moment. But because getting yeeted up in the air, spinning in circles, and probably missing your shot on someone isn't classified as being against the rules, you can do it. What you do is you walk up to the dividing line between the two teams, and then you get shot up into the air because you can't cross it. From there, it's whatever you want to do. You can spin in circles, or, well, I guess that's kind of about it, at least in Minecraft. But it brings me back to the days of watching MLG trick shot montages and all that sort of stuff on YouTube, even though I know that probably most of you guys aren't even old enough to remember that sort of stuff. But either way, it's cool that we have an easy way to trick shot in Minecraft now. I like it a lot. But I think that's going to be about it for this video on Snow Wars, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do think that Snow Wars deserves a little bit more praise and appreciation, if anything just because the Hive is putting effort into making limited time modes for us to play. There's most likely a lot of things that the Hive is working on behind the scenes, and we should be glad that we're just getting new content that we're able to enjoy as a community. So if you guys see a Hive staff member anywhere, just be sure to thank them for all that they do for the community and all their hard work. We really do appreciate it. I'd also like to give a shout out to Pizzas, Manny, and Camo for letting me use some of their content as background gameplay in my video. I really do appreciate it, guys. Also, before we end the video, I'd like to give a huge shout out to all my channel members. They support me monetarily for $4.99 a month, and their names are displayed up on screen. And if you'd like to have your name displayed there next video, along with some other cool perks, you can do so by clicking the join button next to the subscribe button, or clicking the link in the description to become a channel member yourself. Also, a big thank you for all of the continued support from everyone who watches my videos, whether you're a lurker or whether you comment, or even whether you subscribed or not. If you enjoy my content and watch it frequently, I would suggest that you subscribe with post notifications on. You'll never miss a video, and you'll know the exact time when I go live. Completely up to you though, but I would appreciate it if you would at least leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Either way, that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.